Wow, it's raining like crazy. And looky here. Did my kid take the Mustang to school today? No. She's like, Dad, am I doing that? I'm like, I wouldn't drive. For me, I don't really drive performance vehicles or kind of just, really nice cars on the rainy, nasty days. I try to drive my trucks, if you know what I mean. But boy, it's raining up here. And it's interesting is up here in this Virginia area, it's been really dry. Meaning, when I cut grass from this property, I usually get stuck every year the first month getting into the grass cutting, and that's not the case this year. It's been very dry, so we actually need rain up here. And there's the Electric Mustang with the birds. Let me know how they feel about it. Right? Wow. So get this. So I plugged this car in last night at like 8 o'clock. And it's still being charged. Yikes. It's 9 o'clock this morning. That's 13 hours. Oh my gosh. It just shows you, man. The electrical stories. Wow. And the next thing is, I'm trying to get power pulled into my shop from across the way there, and has to bring it in over here to this corner. So they're gonna probably trench it in and bring it in here. They're gonna trench in from way over there to way over here and probably put power right here, so enable me to be able to charge more vehicles here. All right. Friday morning conversations. Well, here it is. 24 miles, 43 miles. Working out of my Mach-E Mustang today. And, it does get a little nerve-wracking when you start getting down to this below 50 miles. Because, right now, I've got 19 miles in the end. I'm going to go 24 miles. That's 43 miles. There's going to be 19 miles left. But, I'm driving all these back roads right now to get back in. I'm driving all these back roads to get back in. Now, you just think, what's the big deal? You got 19 miles left when you get back in, so you're pretty good. Well, what happens if I get, let's just say, within 10 miles to my home and the road's shut down and I got to backtrack 10 miles to go a different way? Then I'm down to 9 miles. So it just kind of gets a little, when you're in these back roads and the country roads, there ain't no electrical charging stations. So, you really do kind of start getting that electric death feeling, I guess you could call it. The death meaning the battery dies, it's dead. So, but I tell you what, this Mustang Mach-E, it is just so much fun. I mean, it really is. It's a great vehicle. I mean, just look at my mileage here. I've got 3,400 miles. I'll have, before the weekend's out, I may have 36, 37, 3,800 miles of this car. And I'm not even driving this car every day. I mean, if I was really doing what I do every day out of this car probably have 6,000, 7,000 miles on it. But the point is, I just really do enjoy driving this car. And, even though I really didn't, buy this vehicle fixated on saving money on gas, now as time goes on, I'm kind of like, this is really nice. I mean, I spend 11 cents a kilowatt at my house, so there's no doubt I'm spending probably a good $7 to $10 to recharge it. But at the same time, for my other vehicles, to do a 200, like today, I'm going to do over 200 miles today. I may do 220, 230 miles today. So you take, my other vehicles, we'll just say 20 miles per gallon, which they're not, so what is that, on miles? That's 10 gallons, 12 gallons, in today's fuel prices, that's $40, $45, so, versus, me spending $10 to recharge it. So, conservative, it's a $35, $40 savings, but once again, I wasn't fixated on buying the car, just kind of focused on, well, I'm going to save all this money in gas. I was more fixated on buying this car because I wanted to see really what it is. I just like the new technology. That's just who I am. I always have been. I mean, if you ever, when I was growing up, I was always about having the latest, greatest. That's just who I am. And, to the point where growing up, I was more of the Datsun guy. I was more of the Toyota guy, the Honda guy, even though, I had the Mopars and we had the Chevys and all, but I always just felt like that those vehicles were just really well-built vehicles being a kid, So, coming full circle here to ever even imagine of me riding around an electric vehicle when I was a kid, that thought never popped in my head. But, just the quality of this vehicle, it's just incredible. I mean, it really is. I mean, I have to honestly say, Ford really has done a great job with this Ford Mach-E. I mean, it's just so tight. It's just so, I drive this thing on the back. I just live on the roads, and I put this car down the back roads and, the big roads, and she just is so confident. Even on a rainy day today, you can just feel the weight of this car just really, doing a good job sitting in the road, being that it does a great, just handles really well in the rain. It just feels really confident when you're blasting down the road. Anyways, I just like to share my experiences with my new Mustang Mach-E, because even though Tesla's been around a while now, how many Ford Mustang Mach-E's are in the market? How many people are YouTubing and sharing their stories? They are, but I just like to share my channel, my stories, because it's a new product to me, and it's just a great vehicle that's just given me a lot of satisfaction as I run out of battery power, right? Sitting on the road and saying SOB. That's my dad thing. My dad growing up was always SOB, son of a. He gets a kick out of me telling those stories. So right now I'm at 20 miles and I'm at 39 miles. And what happens to these electric vehicles is you get the regen on the back roads going down hills and letting off the brake. So you do pick up a little extra, you go further. And that's what I found out the last time I did a video, when I was down like the last, bit of power. It was basically, I didn't realize by the time I got back home that, the vehicle would actually have a good amount of energy left, because I did so much back roading and traffic, and, that adds up. You're in traffic, it actually is to your advantage, because you get that regen power of regenerating, battery juice, which that's really nice. Wow, it's a really rainy day up here in the Virginia, Maryland area. And, we actually do need the rain. It's been a pretty dry winter, really. But you can hear more of the rain than the car moving, right? And the reason I bring that up, you're hearing the rain over the car, is because I'm thinking about the exhaust. I had a conversation about that a few weekends ago. The exhaust, the engine noise and exhaust is such a huge factor in today's vehicles. I mean, there's so many people, that's why I named my YouTube channel Ice Age, because of the internal combustion engine age, which I think that, that's the dynamics that are changing for us, and you're getting alternative transportation, ways to get around in vehicles with the electric revolution and hydrogen, and I'm sure there'll be foot pedal, right? So, the exhaust, and I kind of made a comment about this when I did my exhaust video, was when I drive this Mach-E, so I just took off from a stop sign, I'm going to do it again. So, here's a big ass truck. Good thing I got this stop sign late. So, here I am at a stop sign, and I'm gonna pull away. And, you don't hear the exhaust, right? I mean, they pipe in the wheel motors and things, so you may hear a little something. So, I kind of made a comment when I was talking about the exhaust that in this vehicle, it isn't like something I'm missing. It isn't like I don't have my fun factor with this vehicle when I drive it. And that's what's really so cool about this vehicle. It's just a really fun vehicle. It's a really sporty feeling, car. And I would have honestly said to anybody, that I would be like, yeah, it's an electric vehicle. You kind of lose that engine exhaust note, and there's just no way that thing can be that much fun. I think that, overall, it's okay, but I can't see the vehicle being like the fun factor, like what I'm experiencing with this vehicle. And once again, I mentioned this numerous times in my videos. I'm not a rep promoting a product where I'm getting paid for anything. My YouTube channel doesn't even pay me anything. So, this language isn't really rewarding me personally as far as me enriching myself, because I've told people to buy a Ford and Ford sends me a check, or because I want to get electric vehicles sold and I'm some dealer selling electric cars and I'm trying to promote people to buy electric cars so I can sell my electric cars. I mean, it's none of that. It's just me being a freaking motorhead car nut to the max. And, with that being said, I just am really taken back that I would be the first to say, this car is neat, but there's just nothing there. There's no real excitement out of it because I lost that engine and exhaust noise out of the vehicle. And so, that to me, that's a huge statement, because that's the biggest complaint with everybody that doesn't want electric vehicles. Is their comment is that, they're going to lose that gasoline engine noise and the exhaust noise, and they just think these things are going to be really, what I say is an empty suit, just a boring, not really fun vehicle. And it's, I would argue with the gas, people that are like, I'm never going to own an electric vehicle. They would argue all day long that, oh, no way. And that's fine. I mean, in all reality, I don't want everybody to own what I own. Good. Don't buy an electric vehicle. I don't want everybody to have a Mach-E. Good. Keep your gas car. I still have gas cars. I still think they're fun. But at the same time, the message is, for the exhaust note in these vehicles, it's not like you lose the fun factor of the vehicle because you lost that engine and exhaust note in this car. Now, I can say honestly, in other vehicles I've driven that, are electric, yeah, I haven't had the same fun factor with the vehicle. This has really been a great vehicle to me to really, give me an all-around, great satisfaction of a car that I've bought. And even to the point that if this car really wasn't fun, I probably would have traded it back in by now. I would not have kept this vehicle, because managing electric in this vehicle is, there's a trick to it, meaning you really have to know where you're going and what you're doing. Like today, if I would have had a little bit more work than I already had, then I couldn't have taken this vehicle today. If I had to do a 225, 250 day, which I do have those, I probably would have driven, one of my other vehicles. So, then that's the point, is if I have to now sacrifice things to have this vehicle and there's no fun factor in it, then, that whole, energy and like of this vehicle all starts to change. That's the point, is if it was not fun, I wouldn't sacrifice myself for the electric vehicle. So, it goes back to the exhaust conversations. And the reason I'm bringing this up is, if you watch my most recent videos, it's all about my daughter, me coming to closure to get another Mustang for her to drive. A lot of people felt that when I bought the Mach-1 a while back, that was kind of the bullet replacement, the daughter would be driving that. And in that vehicle there, I never really bought it feeling like that would be kind of the same environment for my daughter. Plus, my daughter really wasn't excited about the Mach-1. That Mach-1, it's kind of a love-hate. It's the Ford Mustang, the gas car. I'm not talking about the Mach-E, electric vehicle. That car there kind of has that theme and look to it, which you really like, or I don't think you do. It can go either way. I like it. I really think it looks really cool, really nice. My daughter, she's not as excited about it. So, which is good, because, I kind of feel bad that she kind of really felt I bought that for her. And she knows that I did. She does. She understands that. My daughter's very cool. She does not demand things. My daughter's not a person in the background asking me to go buy anything for her. She's not like that. And she's happy whether she has something or not. And if she wasn't, then she wouldn't get things, because that's what it was all about. I mean, no, that isn't her satisfaction in life. She's got a lot of other things going on in her life that keep her happy. And overall, she just does great things. So she gets rewarded. And are these things going to be given to her? No. If she wants them, she'll have the option to buy them for me as she gets older. But am I going to say, oh, here's this Bronco. I just paid a ton of money for it, but here you go. No, it doesn't work that way. Nobody's ever done that for me, and I'm not going to do it for anybody else. But, can they drive it and enjoy it? Yes. But, one day when the day's right and she's gotten further in life in her career and making money and she wants to actually buy it, then yeah, that's fine. We'll cross that bridge at that time. So what I'm trying to resonate here is the exhaust notes. That I would be the first to say, as many do, that the electric vehicle takes away the fun factor because it doesn't have that engine in the exhaust note. And in this Mach-E, that isn't the story. I mean, I am really, really very, happy with this vehicle. And I drive it a lot. I mean, I really do. That sounded like, damn, I should jump in my Mach 1. Yeah, I haven't even driven the Mach 1. That Mach 1's going to go down the first time ever for me buying a new car, and like no miles. I've had that car now for like 2 months, and it has like 175 miles on it. I mean, usually when I buy a new car, I want to go have fun, and I'll rack up 500 to 1,000 miles on it very quickly, if not 2,000 miles. So, going back to my daughter, my daughter was really on the page the other day of wanting that other Mustang over the Bullet, and there are a lot of reasons for that. If you're watching my videos, you understand when you get in a car crash, that's pretty dramatic. You don't get it till it happens to you. And for those people out there that have been in a car crash, a pretty serious car crash, you understand. You look at things much differently. You understand that after that crash, you come to a realization your car doesn't stop. Your cars don't stop instantly. It's not like they're just walking and you stop, right? The car doesn't work that way. A car, it's a lot of energy going down the road, and it takes a lot of energy to stop it. So for my daughter, I really felt the Bullet. I really had mixed feelings about getting our Bullet. Number one, do I really want to buy another Bullet? Because I got the Mach 1 in place of it. Number two, it'd be more about my daughter wanting a Bullet, but is that the right decision so quickly? Because this happened back in February. It's not really that long ago. And then number three is, my daughter psychologically, can she really get past that, emotional feeling that she had with that car that is now she's in the same car again? She's in the same car, just a different VIN number on it, different miles, but overall it's the exact same car. And psychologically, is that something that's going to kind of be the thing where, that was why, a lot of times when I go buy things, you just bring it home. And in this situation, it was like, no way. I'm going to really see what my daughter feels. And that's where the exhaust conversation, after all these other yabba-dabba-doo conversations go, is my daughter went from being pretty excited with me getting that Bullet, if you watch that video, to all of a sudden I show her another Mustang that has a loud, very loud exhaust, and she's just like, oh my gosh, this is what I want. I mean, she really, really wanted that car. And I had mixed feelings on it, but we kind of moved forward to see if we make that deal go. And it's just, the deal wasn't meant to be, because we were kind of trying to do a deal, and they were asking me, I'm like, I don't know, I just don't know if that's the right car. It's got high mileage, 2017. It's been modded, and I think that I'm going to end up having challenges with that. And then in between all of that, there was another person in the back end that I knew of that was wanting to buy that car actually today. And I guess the sales guy finally called the guy and said, hey, look, a guy's going to buy his car. You better give me money in a second or the car is gone. So I kind of dilly-dallied around, and eventually they were kind of like, look, another guy wants the car. I'm like, look, let him have it. I don't want it. That's fine. Let him have it. Just like they called me the night that I walked away from the Bullet. There was a couple there at the dealership interested in the Bullet, and the general manager called me and said, hey, I said, you know what? If that's meant to be, then it's meant to be. I'm such a person in life that I'm like, you know what? When you start hemming and hawing, it just never works out. And I am such a strong believer in life that things happen for a reason. So for me, it's like, nah, you know, if somebody's about a Bullet, there you go. You know, the daughter's not really interested. I'm not feeling it, so sell it. The other Mustang, the gray Mustang, hey, sell it. But in between all that time, you know, I kind of saw that white GT that was sitting there, and I thought, you know, that's a really nice, more practical purchase. Because it's just clean. It's a clean car. It's all factory. It's a newer car. It's like $5,000 cheaper than the Bullet, and it just made more sense to me. But at the same time, it didn't have the exhaust. And those that I know at that time, I believe that car is lowered. It has such a low stance to it. Could be wrong. So anyways, you know, this is all about the exhaust. So my daughter rarely bugs me. And if you're watching my video from yesterday, she was texting me about that gray Mustang. You know, she was just texting me over and over again. So I really know that deep down she really wanted me to get that car. But I just felt very strong as a parent that it's just not the right car. So, and that's the way it played out. Somebody else wanted it. Great. So, you know, there you go. It's the exhaust, continued conversations. And, you know, that's what I'm radiating back to anybody watching my videos is that's such a strong part of who we are with our cars that makes us want them, or a specific car. And here I am now driving around electric vehicles, and I can honestly tell you that it's really amazing that I'm out like driving my Mach-E, and I'm thinking, oh wow, I missed that exhaust note, and this is such a bummer. You know, it's not. It's just really a great, fun vehicle. So, hope you're enjoying my conversations here on my rainy day, Friday, and hopefully we get up to the car show this Sunday. And I guess the theme on Sunday would be the Mustangs. Daughter will want to take up the GT. And I guess the theme or the Sunday meet will be all about the Mustangs. You know, we'll take the GT up and the Mach 1. I think that'll be a good combination. Now, if you watched my video yesterday too, oh my gosh. So right now, I have 4 Mustangs. But then I thought, no, wait a second. I have 6. I have 6 Mustangs. Because if you consider the Mustang Mach-E, the electric vehicle, I have 6. The car just jolted me. Like, yeah, I have 6 Mustangs. I mean, 4 for the record. I have really 4 Mustangs in my eyes because they're the gas powered. I mean, oh my gosh. And I thought I was bad when I had 2 Challengers. Yeah, I used to have 2 Challengers at one time. And I thought, what the hell? What's that all about? You know, I've always had like 2 SUVs, and those are more practical. The wife drives those. When it comes to the sports cars and everything else, the wife's like, you know, why do we need all these sports cars? So for the record, I can claim I have 6 Mustangs. And for the most part, all new. The oldest one's a 2016 GT350. Everything else is now 2020 and 2022. In 2021, I guess. Yeah. Well, anyways, hope everybody's enjoying my my conversations here and sharing stories about my electric vehicle, which this thing is just so cool. And right now, as I was telling you earlier, is, you know, this electric range. I'm going to show you on how the range, I figured I'd get back to the shop, I said it was 19 miles. All right, so right now I've got 5.6 miles left. but I got 29-mile range because I went the back roads and I had a lot of brake regen. So, you know, I may come in here at what, like 23 miles? So I predicted 19. So it does, you know, these range things aren't 100% accurate. I'd probably say in both directions, especially if you're doing a lot of high-speed driving. You know, if you're doing a lot of high-speed driving, yeah, it kills it. Your braking and back roads will get you a lot further in your stop-and-go traffic. All right, I mean, this car is just so solid. I can't emphasize enough. This steering wheel is just so stiff. It just is so connected to the road. I mean, it's just incredible. It's an incredible vehicle. It really is. Yeah, I mean, I know. Some people are watching the channel. Like, yeah, we've heard it how many times? The car is awesome. The car drives like a sports car. It does. This thing drives like a to me, you know, it's just, I won't say it, but it's so connected. It's so confident, and it's a lot of fun. So for anybody out there looking to get an electric vehicle, I think the Ford Mustang Mach-E, for the money spent, especially the GT package, PPE, if you get it, I think it's such great money spent that I'd get one. I can't see, honestly, for me, if I said I don't want these cars right now, I can pretty much guarantee you I would get pretty much what I paid for them. Or if I wanted to sell them my own, I could possibly get 5 or 10 grand over, just from availability challenges. All right, everybody. Hope everybody has a great rest of the day, and I'll be posting our video here on who knows when, right? Probably the Sunday car show, unless some other silly things come up in the meantime and have conversations